everybody. Welcome to our storefront live demo. I have with us Keith Mahl, our senior product owner, and Lesta Taranza. He's our lead WordPress developer. We work together. We all work together. And I'm Taylor Johnson. I'm the director of marketing here at StorSuite. We are all thick as thieves as a team. I am so excited to get started with this. Our goal here is really just to showcase what we've been developing over the past, I don't know, six months, I guess, in the new features that we've been adding to our website product over the past little bit. Keith and Lester work together as a team to make that what we envision happen. And so Keith, I will be handing it over to you to showcase what we have in front of us.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so as Taylor mentioned, we will be focusing on our website product today called StorFront. So we'll spend some time just walking through the layout itself, each of our standard pages, looking to highlight some of the UI, UX, some of the individual features that exist for flexibility and customization, and also some of the backend upgrades that we've made along the way. So just from a high level, before we get too into the site itself, StorFront was built for self-storage based on many years of experience and feedback directly from operators. So our goal with this is to create an experience that decreases friction for prospective tenants and really focuses on trying to drive online rentals for our operators. So with the product itself looks to provide kind of a standard layout with the ability to customize the branding and content within the site. What that does for us is it allows us to deploy new sites and new pages much faster, and also gives all of our customers the benefit of being able to see and use the new features that we develop as we release them on a quarterly basis. So a lot of really good stuff there. The product itself comes with the native integrations to our major FMS systems that are out there. So it's constantly syncing data to provide as accurate inventory as we possibly can when somebody's looking at the unit feed. So finally, each site that's deployed with StorFront is GDPR and PCI compliant. And we spent a lot of time really focusing on accessibility and mobile optimization as we're sort of seeing that trend change with the device types that are coming to websites in general. So with that, let's take a little more look at the site. So what you're seeing here on the screen is our standard homepage layout. You'll notice nothing really too crazy here. It's just standard large hero, provide some call to action information up top, and then immediately starts diving into sort of the company level details. This could be philosophy, this can be features and benefits of renting with this organization, about us information, and again, like kind of a storage section here. But this is, basically a similar layout that you'll see across the industry, but something that we think represents, each facility in a way that we can kind of highlight what they're good at, and then push people toward where we want them to go, which is obviously to the rental page. So what else kind of is built into the standard layout is you'll see here in the menu, we look to produce some educational pages with each site that we deploy. This has a lot of SEO benefit, and also just gives people who are new to renting a storage unit potentially some level of information about what they should do, what goes in, what can fit in a storage unit, etc. So very basic stuff there. But again, a lot of these pages, depending on the market or use case of the specific facility, these can be customized through our marketing services team to be specific to kind of what this location or what this organization might be offering. So from there, we'll take a look at our kind of aggregates location page. Very basic here. We're just looking at pulling all of the individual locations that are tied to this organization into a single view. As you click through each one, the Google Map will update to that location. You can zoom in, zoom out here as well. So basic functionality here, but gives some insight into where all these locations are, and gives the user the ability to kind of filter through that. At the bottom here, we also have a contact us page if somebody needed to send in some information. So from here is really where we'll get into more of the details of a lot of the online rental flow. So looking at an individual location, we'll see here very similar, kind of keeping a standard layout with a hero at the top. We have here click to call, email and call buttons here for mobile users for ease of access there. We do have a section here above the unit feed that does allow some customization here. So you can see this location in particular offers U-Haul. So something we can put here. We can also put promo banners, things like that to highlight specific promotions or things that might be going on at the individual facility. And again, these are kind of location, facility specific, can be customized at the individual location level. So scrolling down here, you'll see this is our standard unit feed. So all of this, again, is syncing based on API integrations with the FMS. So we're looking at pulling in any pricing data and configuring that properly. A lot of the updates that we have made with this product as well are on the back end. So the API has been updated with a lot of optimization for speed and security, and also just for flexibility in displaying pricing. So what you'll see here is in a lot of cases, some people use standard rates, some people use web rates, some people use a different method. We've built the API in a way that allows for a lot of flexibility and configuration around that so that we can be, our site can be available for pretty much anybody. What your operational philosophy is, we can try to match that as close as possible with the features and functions of the website itself. So with this unit feed layout, you'll see here you have the ability to show a grid or a list view. This can be set to default to your preference, depending on what you like to see when somebody first hits the site. This one in particular is defaulted to the grid view. However, it is optimized for mobile so that if somebody is on a mobile screen here, you can kind of see what that would look like. Basically, the list view is the only one that's available on mobile. It makes the most sense. We can kind of shrink everything into a view that somebody can actually utilize. Expanding back out here to the desktop view, some of the features and functions of the unit tiles themselves allow for setting things like a call for availability button based on a specific threshold. So if somebody wants to turn off online rentals with 1 or 2 units left to be able to drive calls in to essentially increase revenue, that's an option that we can set on the back end. In addition, we also have the ability to control the rent and reserve buttons individually so that depending on season, depending on preference, we have the ability to kind of toggle those on or off depending on what the preference is. So we also are displaying any of the attributes and unit type information that comes over or is connected to that individual unit within the FMS, and trying to just kind of make everything as easy to read and highlight promotions here as well within this unit feed. And so just to reiterate, this is, again, synced with the data that is in the FMS. Anytime anybody loads the page, we're syncing the data, so we should have as close to real-time accuracy as is possible. So beyond just the tiles themselves on the unit feed, we have some other sections here. Again, kind of highlighting company information, so office hours, gate access times, ability to easily contact the facility here as well. Some of the stuff down here in the FAQ section, again, is going to be specific to the individual facility, but also is there for a lot of search and LLM purposes. And we are seeing a lot of sort of increased use in using these chatbots or ChatGPT or whatever LLM your preference is to do a lot of searching. And so we have FAQ sections here as well as a Google review slider that allows, you kind of quickly can see what the most recent reviews are at the site or older reviews as well. But again, this is a lot of things that we're including in the site to sort of boost the rank and lift when it comes to search and LLM search in and of itself. So moving on, one of the focuses we've had with this upgrade is really around the rental form and flow itself. The reservation form is there. It is a one-step process, pretty standard for storage. So we won't focus too much on that. We're really just going to try to jump into the rental feed here. So when we click rent, we're going to check inventory again on the back end, make sure that hasn't been rented in the time that the person was sitting on the page. And we're going to load up the contact form here. So here you'll see a much updated view for our rental flow. So we've made a lot of changes here, specifically around how we're displaying the information about the unit's details itself, and the ability to select different add-ons with this unit as well. So as you'll see here, the user can select their coverage plan, and we have some ability to kind of sort of show some terms and conditions information here. So around insurance, locks, merch, whatever other merch might be coming across can be displayed here and shown in a drop down. You'll see as you're adding the coverage, it's going to populate down here, sort of subtotaling based on what those costs are with tax added. So real quickly, we'll just fill out this form. Oops. Let's put a real area code number in there. So one thing we are doing is verifying based on area code, making sure that it's a real area code that does exist for the United States. In addition, we're also looking at zip code as it's being submitted to ensure that that is also compliant. So we'll go through here. We are also, one other section here on the alternate contact is verifying the alternate contact information to ensure it doesn't just match the contact info and somebody's trying to sort of like jam through the form. So we'll put Taylor in here as my emergency contact. Lord knows we talk enough. There you go. Okay, so our form's filled out. We've got all of our unit details here. One thing before I advance that I will highlight is, again, the mobile optimization that we've added here. So as I shrink this down, you'll notice the layout has changed in some way, but what we've done is dropped a lot of the unit information details, subtotal, and pricing information into this expandable bar. So on a phone, again, you'd have the ability to sort of like open this up, see everything here at a glance without having this endlessly scrolling form page that would need to be filled out. So that we believe is really a huge upgrade, and will really give a lot of flexibility to users to be able to kind of move through this process a lot more efficiently. So as we click next, we're going to load up payment form. Basic stuff here, doesn't need a lot of discussion, but we're just going to basically take in the payment information and we're going to deliver that via API. And based on what the FMS processor gives us back in terms of a response is what we're going to show the user. So successful form submissions will be forwarded off to the lease that is generated by the FMS itself. Those that fail for bad card or bad information will be sent back to this screen and asked to sort of fix that information with errors showing what the problem was. So just go through this real quick. And you'll notice here we've got sort of just basic stuff for connecting billing address. You have the ability to update that. And then obviously, as much as possible, we want people to enroll in auto pay. So we'll have a checkbox there for that. And as I mentioned, when we click pay and sign lease, the expectation is that the user is going to be sent off to the FMS lease. On our demo site here, we're not going to show that just because we're submitting fake information here. But you'll see they're then presented with the thank you page, and what they would normally then see is a new tab would open with the lease from the FMS to then to fill out. So that kind of covers the flow of the website itself. Again, just kind of highlighting some of the usability in terms of mobile is really what we're really focused on a lot of. So I'll just show that again here. The mobile layout looks like as we click through it. Again, you've got this expander here that gives you the ability to show unit details. So really, as we're looking at our product itself and how do we build on this and how do we continue to provide an experience that really works well for self-storage customers, we're really going to focus a lot on mobile. Again, we're seeing about 60% of traffic that hit our websites is from a mobile device. So we really want to focus around ensuring that those flows and features are there to, again, focus on driving as many online rentals as we possibly can. In addition to the focus on mobile, we're really some of the features we have coming up will be a fully functional abandoned cart feature, the ability to configure preferences and settings on that as well. And then also variable pricing, which we'll be working on with our API to present users with sort of a good, better, best option when they click a unit. So you basically would have another overlay to this process where somebody could upgrade the unit that they had previously presented as, again, it's from operator feedback looking to drive additional revenue. think that pretty much covers most of our functionality of the site itself, and some of the changes that we've been making.
One thing that I just wanted to touch on as well, just from the marketing side of things, one thing that we have been focused on as a team, or kind of like what Keith had touched on at the beginning, is what are the ways that we can get seen or drive more traffic. Obviously, that's what all of our goals are, is to drive rentals, which starts with traffic. With our product, kind of like what Keith was touching on those additional pages, you work with the marketing team in developing a content strategy specific to your location. So what that looks like in practicality is, say you are near a military base or something like that. That happens with a lot of our different clients. Well, what's the content that we can create around that will help generate traffic or generate keywords around those kinds of landmarks in your area, or regional landmarks that might drive a little bit more traffic if people are searching for, storage near that particular landmark. So I just wanted to touch on that piece a little bit more. That's also kind of our philosophy and what we're doing to build, and that kind of coincides with some of the technical SEO side. We work with the marketing team and we push a lot of the technical schema markup over to people like Lester and his team to do the back end work. There's a lot of back end work required with SEO and technical stuff outside of just the keywords. It also has to do a lot with the web page structure. So that's also something that we're looking at. Where is the future of that going, and what are the ways that we can kind of get ahead of it to optimize the amount of traffic that we're able to drive to your website and ultimately drive conversions. So with that, I did want to, some of the common questions that we get are about integrations, or who we integrate with. We have 2 native kind of fully integrated partners with SiteLink and Storage. We're working on additional full integrations, but those are the current 2 that we have. And then outside of that, we do have solutions still with our websites outside of those. So we can still provide a website base for PMS softwares like Storage Commander, Cubby, Easy Storage Solutions, etc. So just because you may not be with SiteLink or Storage doesn't mean that we can't provide a solution for you and still give you all of the benefits of a solution, of all those SEO benefits of having like a fully fledged out website like our product, like our StorFront product. So some commonly asked questions just from the marketing side that we get when we're on one-on-one demos is, how long does it take to launch something like this? And the timeline that we give is 6 to 8 weeks. That's 6 to 8 weeks from kickoff. We have an onboarding or a technical support manager who walks you through the entire process and ensures that the project is completed on time or early if you're lucky. So that is the timeline there. What's included and what may be additional. So the StorFront theme is a theme, and the content within it is the customizable part. So like we were talking about, all of those pages or additional pages, we have a content team who can help maximize and optimize your SEO and keywords and all of that for those additional pages. But the base of the theme, the checkout process, for the most part, outside of what toggles and such we have to customize to your operational process, that part is what is not configurable necessarily. But within that, there are options that we provide based on if you're using web rate, standard rate, the reservation status, like call for availability versus not. So things like that are definitely customizable within the theme. And there's a whole laundry list of what is customizable, and happy to hand that over to anybody who's kind of wanting to know what's kind of like behind the scenes. Lester and his team have done a ton of work to make it easy for us to be able to make those things switch on and switch off. So also the development time with those things, if you need to be a little bit more flexible in your timelines, say there's something going on within your own facility and you need to turn off rentals for whatever reason, if there's something going on with the manager or I don't know, a bug within the facility management software, we have the ability on our end to easily and quickly turn on or off those capabilities. With a quick email to our support desk, you're able to, request that. So very easy to make those changes on our end and deliver really responsive service. Another question that I get asked a lot is about migrating current website. If you have a current website and maybe you like the content, maybe you're looking to make the switch and want it to be easy, we can easily copy a lot of the content that you already have on your website if it's something that you think works. We're also willing to optimize that content so we can, take a look at it and get it up and running. But if you already have photos, if you already have branding and all of that can come with you along the way. So no issue there with using previously generated content if you like what you have there. And then one of the other questions that I get a lot, especially nowadays, is how does this compare to my free website that I'm getting with my facility management software? So I did a whole webinar about this a couple months ago about the free websites. And what I usually say to that is along the lines of the team, right? You're seeing three members, I'll include myself, 3 members of the team right here, but we have a whole marketing suite, support desk, operations specialists, ad specialists, the whole works that help you optimize your strategy and your marketing strategy, not just providing you the product. Even with some of our more basic packages where you may just kind of be looking at the website, we're here to deliver the service as well. And so we will still walk through all of those technical pieces with you, all of the SEO pieces, all of that is still delivered with the website. So that flexibility, that responsiveness, the kind of technical back end of the website where you are optimizing for LLMs, you are getting all of the updates. So that checkout, the updated checkout that Lester and his team have built out, all of those updates that we make along the way as we optimize our product get pushed out to you regardless of what marketing services you have. So this product is something that is living, it is evolving, it is constantly improving, and we're constantly looking at ways that we can innovate within the storage industry, and looking at industries outside of storage to be able to provide the best product possible. One question I have here is what happens if you change management software? You might be looking at changing, maybe you're with a current provider, still need a new website, and then want to switch. All I say is communicate. Like I said, we have the integrations there with SiteLink and storage. Those are full integrations. Outside of that, we can still provide solutions. So as long as you're communicative and let us know, we're able to provide those solutions and see how we can work with you. If you would like more information on StorFront, if you're interested, if you kind of want to ask those questions on a more one-on-one basis, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to have the conversations as well as just give our general recommendations for how you can propel your website forward, or maybe you're looking for advice on what might move the needle the most. Happy to hop on any of those calls. Feel free to reach out to sales@StorSuite. You can also email me, taylorj@storsuite.com, or Keith is also happy to answer questions. I'm volunteering him. But yes, you can, there's a QR code there on screen. And if you missed any part of this live demo, we will most likely be doing some more in the future. So please keep a lookout for any additional webinars in the future. But we are also going to be sending out a copy of this recording via email after we are finished here. So any final words, Keith, Lester?
No, thanks everybody for joining.
Thank you all. And Lester, thank you for all of your hard work and actually building the product. You and your team are amazing. It looks great. And we will see you next time.
Bye.